Hello everybody, this is Alex from Hardcoin Guides, bringing you my guide for Transformers Devastation Grimlock campaign on Prime difficulty. Today we're doing Chapter 2 entitled The Proudstar. Yeah, once again, still trying to get used to this whole naming scheme again. I know I mentioned that in the last guide with Wheeljack, but it still kind of holds true, even just a little bit in Grimlock. So, yeah, the naming scheme thing is kind of weird. I mean, you think this is weird? I mean, doing Metroid Zero mission, no item upgrade run. Well, hard no item upgrade run. That kind of got confusing after a while too, a little bit. But anyway, yeah, I did what I said I was gonna do last time, and I took my grumpy old man nap, which ended up being I just fell asleep. So yeah, it's now early enough in the morning, and we're back into doing some more Transformers. Because why the hell not? I've got time. Might as well pump some out real quick. So this part right here is, I would argue, probably like the first major difficult hurdle you kind of have to get through. The only realistic difficult parts about Transformers on Prime anymore is the protection missions. Those are just an absolute nightmare to get through. And I would say probably maybe like Devastator and Minosaur fight, unless you're using items. Which, again, just fair reminder, I try not to use items too much, but I ended up just doing them anyway in this campaign run, along with Wheeljack, just because we've done this, at this point, 5 times, and, you know, I think I've already proven enough that I can do that without items. It's just that the reason why I never used items, because I didn't want people to have these expectations of, like, well, I don't have that item, how am I supposed to beat it without that item, you know? Now I sound like an asshole. It's like, I'm not trying to make people sound mean. That's not my intention. It just, that's the way it came out. But the thing is, realistically speaking, even if you didn't have the item, you'd still be fine. I mean, dodging and learning dodges, and even just having the damage dodge, you know, equipped, which I think you can actually take off, funny enough. Having that move list bot is very helpful. And it definitely circumvents a lot of issues that you might have later. But there's still a challenge to it, even with the damage dodge thing equipped. You know, you could still get fucked around with. So, also apologies for the throat here. Sorry about all that. Yeah, these guides do become a little bit more professional as we go on, but that's just the nature of it. Real fast, when it comes to the secret fight, I want to explain something real quick. The dodge uppercut move that I, for some reason, just was not doing in the beginning. I guess I just didn't realize I probably should be doing it. That move will come in handy with this fight, especially when they have the shields on. But then after that, it's kind of harder to hit them. But that's why I try to activate a vehicle attack with the Dino form enabled. I do the combo. You know, the square combo, whatever. So that way I can get the dashing toward vehicle attack. So, there's that. My fucking god, man. I'm so sorry. It's just one of them things. It's just, I don't know how I avoided that. But, alright, I guess I got lucky enough to get through. Even though I'm a big, you know, Herculean, giant-ass, Godzilla-like dinosaur. You know, I can still get through that. No, the Transformers, they're not even that big in comparison to Godzilla. Like, I'm pretty damn sure that Godzilla's way bigger than this. So, I'm trying to think of exactly what I was talking about earlier that I wanted to mention. Or something that new I might have wanted to mention. Well, I mean, I was talking about the items. I was talking about the ground soldiers. Yeah, I'd say that the ground soldier part is quite hard. Not, like, massively tough by any means, but it's definitely one of those ones where, like, it'll catch you off guard if you're not careful. And honestly, there's that other part where you have to fight. Yeah, it's when you're grabbing the energon bomb, and then you have to fight like 2 ground soldiers at first, and then you have to fight, I think, like 4 to 5 of them after. I think that's chapter. That might even just be this chapter, if I remember correctly. I keep getting all the chapter stuff mixed up and what exactly happens. Even though I played this game a million times, you think by now I would recognize, oh yeah, that's that chapter, that's that one. I mean, hell, I still have to get used to the fact that we fight Devastator twice in Chapter 1. Because I always think to myself, like, oh yeah, it's just like the one Devastator fight and the one Megatron fight, and you fight them, like, twice. Like, I think both of them, like, twice. So, I don't know. The Sentry Bot, this guy is just aggravating to catch up with, especially with Grimlock. And I think when you attack him, he does move a lot faster. So that does make it a lot harder to kind of just catch up with him in general. The thing is, doing that dashing vehicle attack might be a good idea. That way you can get in, and, you know, using Flame Breath to just do a little bit of minimal damage could help. If you have an overdrive, I'd just suggest using it there, an ultimate attack. Because remember, your ultimate attack can build up, even if you do have to restart checkpoint. It can still contain, or it can still save whatever it is you had for an energy bar. So, no biggie. Funny enough, this is where I would argue that Bumblebee comes in handy. The ability-wise, because he's got like two uses of that single ability where you can kind of like dodge under or dodge above somebody and then get a back attack, which can also lead into a stun. Bumblebee just had he just had the kit that was just made perfectly for this game. And the thing is, like, I would argue that, yeah, I do think that Bumblebee is kind of overrated. Not that he's bad. I'm just saying that, like, he definitely does get a lot of attention in the media, and he's just a huge fan favorite character. I mean, for a good reason, but it does kind of suck a little bit that he's like the main one that gets like so much stuff in this game. And because like when you look at Wheeljack and Sideswipe, I'm not a big fan of either character really. Like, I'm not saying that I hate them. I'm just saying that I'm just not really like a fan. You know, I know it's gonna sound goofy, but I like the Optimus and I like Grimlock. You know, out of my favorite Autobots / Dinobots, it's kind of funny and kind of telling that like my favorite is probably like, oh yeah, I like Optimus Prime a lot. I also like Grimlock for the Dinobots, just because. I don't know. I just do. I think, you know, I like that leader mentality, I guess you could say. Which I guess kind of goes into Power Rangers as well, because I feel like for Power Rangers, just like I either like the Black Ranger or I like the Red Ranger. It depends. Well, blue could be cool sometimes, because blue's my favorite color, so I mean, I guess it would make sense. Speaking of favorites, this is my favorite Decepticon, actually, is Soundwave. I actually really, not just only enjoy him in terms of this fight, but I also loved him in the Transformers Michael Bay movies when he was just a fucking satellite dish. No, I'm kidding, but I fucking hated that. I still have yet to watch Bumblebee. I've not watched that yet, and I still have not watched Transformers 1. I would like to. Mainly because, like, I will admit that I'm not a big fan of Michael. I liked... Okay, well, let's talk about this real quick, I guess. Let's get this out of the way. I don't really care much for the Michael Bay movie designs for the Transformers. I think that Gen 1 design looks really good. Just in general, I think that's much more clean and slick, and I like that. However, I did like the first movie, did not like the second movie because fucking Devastator looked like shit. To me, personally. Don't take that, you know, with full offense. Also, I don't think those attacks do damage to you. I don't think they do. I'm not really sure, but I never really noticed that they would even hit me or even if I could dodge them. But anyway, I think... fuck, I don't remember what the third one was even about. Oh, yeah, that's right. It was the... I remember what it was about now. Yeah, I don't think I really cared for that one much either. 4, I know people hate 4. I know people really hate 4. But I was just excited to see the Dinobots in general. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, you know. So I kind of looked past it. I don't give a shit if Mark Wahlberg is a bad actor or whatever. I don't really care. I thought it was nice, you know. I enjoyed it enough. That's what I remember. And then 5, I think, sucked. But other than that, I don't know. Again, I still have yet to watch Bumblebee. I heard it was really good, and I still have yet to watch Transformers 1, which looks really fucking cool. So yeah, I was so pissed off when Soundwave showed up, and he was just nothing. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And then at the same time, Devastator showed up, and I know that he's supposed to look a lot different. He's supposed to look like, you know, a completely different take on it, but still. Speaking of Transformers stuff, I'm getting, like, all excited. Just talk about that. You know that, okay, it's weird. there's like this certain point in time in life, like every year, where I have this weird nostalgia, like just month or whatever. It usually happens around spring and summer when I start feeling really, and fall. Fall to an extent. Fall because like I used to go to a Halloween hayride every year, but then, well, we stopped doing that, and I've been miserable ever since. But yeah, when it comes to it, like there's certain parts of the year that I just feel extremely good and extremely nostalgic for it. And then there's parts of the year where I become extremely depressed. Just like winter, you know? As soon as winter hits, it's like, God damn it. Oh yeah, real quick. I didn't mean to make that noise in my mouth. I don't think that you can do a Grimlock ability grab with the Insecticons when they're in transform state. And Insecticons like to stay transformed quite often, so fair warning. That you might not be able to get them with your ability. The same thing kind of happens with Bumblebee too. I mean, you can still attack them with his ability. However, you're not going to get the slide under, jump above, stun, or anything like that. But anyway, yeah, talking about Transformers stuff just makes me want to go play more Transformers games. I only really have like 2 that I own, which you could say like, wow, you suck dick. Yeah, I understand that, but I just don't feel like there's a lot of really, really good quality Transformers games that I've ever come across. The 2 in question is Transformers Devastation and Transformers Fall of Cybertron. I want to say there was one on like PS2 that I remember people talking about being pretty good, but I've never played it. I'm not saying that every single one is bad. I'm just saying that there's a lot of them where I look at them like, I don't know. It might not be for me, you know, that kind of thing. So, completely off topic. At this part, I think you can actually just, I don't think you get to fight these guys. I don't think so. But real quick, completely off topic. I've been playing a bit of Mega Man stuff lately, specifically Mega Man X, and I'm not here to talk about X to the fullest or anything like that. I still love 1. 1 is like my absolute favorite Mega Man X game. It was so perfect. They had everything just right. And honestly, Mega Man X4 as well, because Mega Man X4 I feel like goes back to the basics of what made Mega Man X1 really good and just really solid, which was the whole like. They did not make the game challenging over fun, basically. They let you just have fun with that game, rather than just piss you off every 5 seconds with some new bullshit that they put in the game. Which 3 does a lot of that, which annoys me. But I mainly want to talk about Mega Man in general, so I just find it funny that people always talk about how much they love this or that specific Mega Man. And I got to thinking, like, there's no way. Like, no, you're fucking lying. I like Mega Man games, don't get me wrong. I'm going to sound like a fucking loon here, don't get me wrong. But I'm a fan of Mega Man 1, 2, and to an extent 3. And then after that, it's like I don't really care that much for them. I haven't really played much of 5 or 6. I've played a bit enough. I think I've played enough of 4 to give my my absolute opinion of I don't really care much for the Robot Masters in that one. I think they're just kind of, I don't know. I don't particularly like them too much. I don't like Pharaoh Man or Spark. I think it was Spark Man too, right? And Dusk Man, I think I was fine with, or Skull Man, which I'm already forgetting who's who. Again, I've not played much of 5 or even 6. I hear people talk about how good 6 is here and there, and it's like I should probably go play that. But it's just something I want to talk about. But I tried playing 7 again. I keep trying to play 7 like all the time. Every time I keep trying to play 7, I just do not. It just doesn't click for me. And I think the reason why, I think it's my fault. I think the reason why 7 never clicks for me is because I'm always playing Mega Man X, and then I'm like, fuck this, I want to go play Mega Man. And then I whip out 7 because it's like the closest thing to Mega Man X. I'm like, ooh, I want to play that because, like, you know, it's PS1 as well. Like, I want to go play that. Only to find out that you can't wall jump, and it's like, well, fuck, you know. So I probably do ruin it for myself because I'm not playing Mega Man. I'm just playing 7 or X too much. I don't remember much about 8, to be fair with you. I don't remember much about it. I've played it, I know that, but I don't remember anything about 8. And I think I mentioned this last time, but I would love to see Platinum Games handle a Mega Man game. I think that'd be kind of cool. But like in the Bayonetta style, where you can shoot and then use sword as your main weapons. Then you can get like different weapon upgrades throughout the adventure, and then you can just equip those or whatever. I think it would work out really well. But the question is, can New Age Platinum Games handle that? That's a good question. Which is what makes me worried about the future for not only just Platinum Games, but with Team Ninja and doing Ninja Gaiden 4. Like, I'm scared that that game will turn out... Well, I'm sure it'll probably be okay. I'm just worried that it's just going to be just that. I want it to be really high quality. Well, not like super high quality, but I want it to be at least better than 3 vanilla. I mean, please, can you at least do that? Can you at least try to do that? Razor's Edge was fucking great, but my god, Vanilla 3, ugh. Even I cannot... Yeah, even I can't do that one. It's just like, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I would love to, but I can't get... Yeah. Also, that was an accidental fuck up right there. Because I thought I had an idea where the enemy was, and then I didn't, and then that happened, and well, here you go. So that's what happens when you fuck up. So don't do that. But funny enough, I would... Oh my god. I'm so sorry. It's early in the morning. I don't want to restart recording. Look, if this was more... If I was old hardcorean, I would have probably just restarted the commentary at this point. But this is New Age hardcorean. This is Neo hardcorean stuff. And pretty soon, this generation of hardcorean is going to actually probably change a little bit in the coming future. So get ready for that. Not like a big change, but I like to do things by generation that people might not have noticed. I don't blame anybody because I've never done anything with it. So basically, I don't remember exactly when it starts or when it ends, but I know Bioshock was my first guide, I believe, and then I think after Splatterhouse is like the end of first gen, I think, something like that. I forget how it goes. Hell, I'd say honestly, out of before I quit YouTube, I think was like first gen, because that's when I started using the music for the intros, because I was copying off Dick Benedict. I used the intro music thing like he kind of does, which was fun for a bit, but then I had to get music every time, and I had to do this, that, and the other, and it got really annoying, got really old real quick. But once I came back to YouTube and I started doing, this new age of hardcore content, I think that's why like Gen 2, and then now I'd say probably like after Transformers Devastation's all complete, I think we're gonna get into Gen 3. I don't know what changes that's gonna bring, but it might bring some. So do be careful of that, or do be wary of that. That maybe some things might happen, maybe they might not. Also, I do have. I don't know if this would be the best place to talk about it or not, but I do have a potential secret guide coming up. Not really a guide, but more of a run. I don't know if it's been talked about anywhere else yet or not. Oh, stretch. But let's just say that I have an idea in the back in the works currently that may or may not happen. So I'm just gonna say that if it doesn't happen, that's fine. I mean, it's okay. It's not a big deal. But if it does happen, then awesome. And so far, things are working out pretty well. But I don't fully know. And I don't want to make this like a big surprise or anything like that. Don't get your expectations too high. It's not like I'm doing Pokemon Nuzlocke or anything like that. Don't be like, whoa, he's got some crazy idea going on. I mean, depending on what you think, yeah, I'll give you guys a hint. I'm not the one working on it. That's the hint I can give you. So if you know my channel enough, you might be familiar with somebody else on the channel. But yeah, he's got his own little thing going on right now currently that he's doing himself. So if you're excited for that, hopefully it'll happen. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. If it does, it does. I've already discussed it And I think we have an idea of how it's going to work. It's just a matter of getting things to work and seeing it through. I would like to hear some updates, but I have not yet heard any updates whatsoever. And I think that's one of those things where I'm going to have to fucking figure it out myself, unfortunately. That's what sucks, you know? That's what sucks. You tell people, hey, can you keep me up to date? And then you hear nothing for like weeks on end. You're like, oh, okay, well, thanks. Thanks for the update, I guess. I'm just saying, I would like to at least just know, you know, are we still doing this or not? Like, what's going on? So maybe I might be able to find out today, because I'll probably have to ask. I'm just saying, like, I don't want to have to ask. That's what I'm saying. But real quick, this part right here, I think that each of these enemies, like, they're all three different versions of each other, of course. Like, you know, you got Kickback, Scrapnel, and Bombshell. I think that these ones, I believe, have lesser health than they normally would, maybe. It always felt like they did, especially Scrapnel. Maybe Kickback is just, like, huge high defense. Which reminds me, Grimlock, I think, weirdly enough, I think has the most defense of the entire game. That's not really that weird. That's not really that weird. But I think he does have, like, the most defense at level 99. Not like it really matters that much, because, to be fair, your stats don't really change, like, that much. They do and they don't. It's really weird. Your weapons and your tech is technically what's considered to matter the most when it comes to this game. So, there's that. Also, watch this. Boom. Done. That's how you beat it faster nowadays. Pretty cool, huh? So, anyway, yep. That'll be it for this. See you guys in Chapter 3. And hope you enjoyed. And, of course, as always, take care, everybody.